All right, CNT125 Network Management Lab. We just got done configuring router 1, copying the config, editing it, delivering it to 2, editing, delivering to 3. So we have the network up and running. Let's get the workstations in here running. So I'm going to connect on PC over here, the PC that's over here. Go to the desktop, go to the IP config. I am doing static. I'm looking at my map, 192, 168, and this guy is 128.10 on my map. Subnet mask is 224. My gateway 192, 168, 128.1 for this section. 128.1. There we go. Okay, and I'm not worried about a DNS server for this particular lab. Okay, I can go to the desktop. I'm going to do an IP config and verify. And I'm even while I'm here going to do 192, 168, 128.1. and ping the gateway, and I should get that. There we go. So we know this station's configured and connected and working. Let's do the laptop over here second. 192, 168, and this guy is on the 192 network, and we're doing 10. 224 for subnet mask. 192, 168, 192.1, because we're pointing to that router interface. I'm going to go here to command prompt, IP config, double check. Then I'm going to ping the gateway, 192, 168, 192.1. Looking good. That one's in there working. We also want to do the TF2B server here. So I'm going to connect on him, go to the desktop, go IP config. And this config was left behind from a previous, I guess, when I was setting this up. So let's fix that. And 160.1. There we go. Yeah, I think that was left over. I did the partial config on this and left it accidentally. So we will do command prompt here, IP config on this guy, and then I will do a ping. Oh my goodness. 192, 168, 160.1, and make sure I can get that, which I can. So excellent. My workstations are configured and working. So now I want to double check my network and then verify. So my network, I'm looking for all link lights, which we did earlier, but I'm looking again, make sure we got all link lights. If I don't, I'm going to connect into that device, go to that interface and do like a no shutdown and make sure that port is getting turned on. I'm then going to look at the equipment rack. So here I'm looking at the logical network. Let's go to the physical side. Home network, corporate office. I'm going to go into the main closet, and I should see blinky link lights next to my port, which I do. I even see them on my routers down here. These modules don't have the link lights configured in to Packet Tracer, but I would see link lights next to these modules as well on these fiber ports. But I'm just kind of verifying everything is functioning and working. There's my R1, R2, R3, switch 1, switch 2, switch 3, okay? So I'm just verifying all that. I'll go back to logical. Again, if I see something is not functioning, I'm going to go to that device, to that interface, issue a no shutdown, check its IP, all those kind of things. All right, so let's look at our routers now. I should see a routing table with all of my networks in. So I'll pick a router. Maybe I'll pick 3 this time. I will go in here. I will do a show IP route. Oh, actually, let me exit out. There we go. As I log in, username test, password, enable class, show IP route. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for all 6 subnets showing up on my routing table. So 32, 64, 96, 128, 160, and 192. Yes, I'm doing like a little fist pump in the air here. I see all 6 subnets represented in my routing table, and I see some of these are directly connected, and I also see some of these are learned through OSPF. So there's a connected, and I see a bunch of other, here's a directly connected, but then I see other networks through OSPF. So I know my network is up and working. I could check my other routers, but I would see similar. I would see all 6 networks, but I would see similar. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy my routing table. Copy. Open up a text file again. make mine plain text. I'm going to paste this in, and I will save this as, SNMP routing table. And this is proof that your network, I'll close that out, your network is configured and up and running. That's the only way you would get a full routing table. So I'm saving that for proof that I do actually have my network up and running as I'm supposed to. Okay, I'm now going to do some tests. Now, I did actually ping the gateway on each PC as I was setting it up. If you didn't do that already, do that. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start pinging and tracing through my network. So for my PC here, let's ping. I want to ping the laptop, 192.168, and again, I'm looking at my map. That's 192.10, and I want to make sure I get a ping, which I do. Excellent. And I'm going to do a trace RT to 192.168, 192.10, and make sure it gets the whole way through. And I see it going 128.32, 192. Excellent. Okay, so I know that's functioning. And while I'm at it, I'm going to do the same thing to the TF2B server. So ping 192.168, and this guy is 160.10. And I'm able to get that my TF2B server there. Excellent. And I'll do a trace RT to 192.168, 160.10. And there's the 192.96.60, 160. Excellent. So I have full functionality on my network. If I'm not getting success on any of those, again, I need to backtrack, check my device, check the configuration of my interfaces, make sure they're correct, check my routing config, my OSPF config, make sure that is correct, fix any that I need to, let it settle, then try it again. Okay, that's what I'll need to do on these. Now that that's working, I have full connectivity through my network, I'm going to use some of my connection. I'm going to use my connections that I have to do some management. So from my PC, let's open the SSH client and let's connect into R1, and then we'll connect into R2, so to speak. So on my PC here, I'm going to scroll down to my Telnet SSH client. I'm going to use SSH, and I'm going to plug in the interface of my this router address, this interface IP address right here, gigabit 00. So I'll say 192.168. On my map, it's 128.1. The username is test. I want to do connect. Now, remember, I'm on the desktop of my PC. I'm using the SSH client, and I'm going to connect in. And it's going to say, what's the password? Well, password is password. Welcome to SNMP R1. That's my clue that I'm in that router. So I'll do enable. Password is class. And I could do show run. And if I'm able to do that, I would be able to config T, and I'd be able to make changes to the router, which is my whole point. I've set all this up that I can manage it. I'm going to close that session out. Do you want to continue? Yeah. I'm going to open up a new SSH, and let's connect to this router over here, R2. We're going to use the address on this interface here. So 32.2 on mine. 192.168, 32.2. Username test. I'm going to do connect. Password, okay. Password. It says welcome to R2. Again, these banners and my host names are helpful to let me know what device I'm in. Enable class, show run. Again, if I could do a show run, I could do a config T, and I can make changes to it if I need to. So we'll do exit, we'll close that out. I do not want to reestablish a new connection. And now let's go to R2 down here. Okay. So here, we're going to use this address right here, which on mine is 96.1. 96.1. Oh my goodness. 96.1. There we go. Username test. Connect. Password. Welcome to R3. Okay. Enable class. Show run. Again, if I can do a show run, I can do a config T, and I can make changes to my router. All right, so this is giving you the idea. I do not want to reestablish my connection. That should give you the idea from, since we have enabled all this SSH, we can remotely from this device here connect to any of them, make changes and configuration changes to them. And I should even be able to do it to at least this switch. Getting these switches is a different issue. but I could at least do it to this switch here. I should be able to plug in 192, 168, 128, 2. And I should be able to connect to that one as well. Password. And there's my S1. There we go. And again, I can do show run on this, etc. Getting the other switches is a different issue, but at least it gives you an idea I can get to that one. Okay. Now that I have my network up and running, and again, now that I have it up and running, I can use my remote connection tools to get to different devices to work on them. Because again, this could be Harrisburg, this could be Lancaster, this could be York. Sitting here, I could remotely connect to them, make changes, repairs, updates, etc. So there's a little bit of management through our remote connections. When we come back in the next podcast, we're going to do some work with our TFTP server.